Alright, so we're back, and I left off putting in the trigger guard as well as your rear seat and spring. This is my stock receiver, which I am, when installing, you have to put on in the bed for the spring to make sure it don't fly out. What I like to do, I like to put this assembly in this, then push this in the back of this. And as you can see, it is eternally just about done. Now, clamp this down. And you have to kind of maneuver this in position. This is going to be a fight as you mold the line into position. I'm holding the gun down because I don't want nothing to move. I just gotta loosen up the screw a little bit. There. So the line is now installed halfway there. Now, with that being said, we're going back over everything. Everything is installed correctly. Time to close her up. Take this half. She's lined up. And just like everything else, push down to make sure she squeezes all around. Tight there, tight there, tight there. Heard the snaps. Blizzard. Now, you take all of your old screws from your project salvo and go back into the same position that you first disassembled it. With a few exceptions that you have new screws for certain areas. They give you 3 new screws. So you have one screw that's going into the trigger guard to take the place of a long extension one. So a short one is here by the trigger guard. You also have a short one that goes into the back. There's quite a few short ones in certain places. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have the first one up here, which is a short one. You have the trigger guard here, which this is a short one. You have the very top by the stock, which is a short one, and the one I just flipped out down by the handle. Now, we have two screws left. One here and one here. But as you can tell, basically everything is in the same position. You have to cut out also for if you have response triggers, batteries here, your little on and off, and you can take the grip off the custom. So this is basically here, and just to make sure, see, fire, safety, fire, cock back, there, fire, cock back. So all the internals have been set correctly. Oh, okay. Little note, like I said, one of the screws have to get readjusted because they're small and tall in certain places, so you might have to switch around a couple of screws. So one short one I did take out. It's going to go in the top field right here. As you can see, it's going in the top hole here. And all the screws that you put into places have a correct length, so you can't overscrew it. Which, this is the wrong one. This is too tall. This one is too tall here. So we're going to readjust the screws and put this screw in a better spot. Which I'm going to say right back here. Right here. Yep. Fits perfect. If you notice, each screw has its length where the right one would go. So this is good. You have to put one here. This is good by the trigger guard. This is good. This is good. So we have here. In the kit, they give you extra screws. So we have a small one, which I'm not sure where it goes, but depending on your gun, you need that modification screw. I'm going to put this one in the end part. Down here, which, no. We're going to have to change this one because this one doesn't fit it. So this one, the small one that comes in your kit, will not work here, which is down by your line. We'll put it up here. That's good. So now the last screw that we have, be one of these guys. We'll put that down here. Okay. Now that this is together, the last two pieces, your magazine cartridge area. The magazine has these two screws that screw in together. So you put one side in this way and the next one in this way. So one on this side, one on this side. Screw it together. Which, all right. That's nice and tight. Take your magazine, holder, magazine holder, till you hear that snap when you're installing it, you know. Take your pin, push it in. Oh, sorry. Either way, it don't matter. I like all my bolts to be on the way it's installed. Get your mag, snap, pull back. There. Now, the last part, once again, response trigger line. The big part goes right here, and the small part for your valve. Sorry, turn around. The small part, which is your pressure for the trigger, which is the long stout, goes to the back here. And you want to hand tighten this first, because you want to catch the treading. So use the tool just to hand tighten it. And you'll start feeling it good. Here, make sure you have on the rubber seal that screws right underneath. Okay. So you're tightening the valve here. That's nice and tight. You don't want to over tighten it, but you do want it where it's a nice snug tight and no air is leaking. Now next, we come with this guy, and since I'm running my hose like this, I'm going to keep this straight here, hold my fingers on it. Sometimes you have to use the pliers to hold the back piece here while you tighten it, because you don't want it to move too much. There. So now that we have this connected, I'm going to find an air tank real quick. Excuse me. All right. Found an air tank. And as we screw it in, if any default from the line, you will hear it. Well, this thing has no air in it, so yeah, but this is pretty much it. Put the tank on, cock it back. And there you have it. All the other adapters will be finished, put on. And stay tuned for parts 4 or 5, I'm not sure, of when I start firing it. Have a good day.